technical issues there for a second or two from my side. Sorry, Brett. So we are back, and
that's right, Evan.
We got Humid. He is still on a provisional pole position, followed by the Dark Fox. Unfortunately, we missed that lap from him. That pushes himself to P2, followed by VB Thomas. So we do apologize for the technical difficulties in chat, and but we are back and we are live.
It's not just the drivers that have issues, you know. The drivers have difficulty, so do us commentators.
And I do apologize for that, Brett.
No apologies, you haven't got to say nothing. It's not you. It's just that, unfortunately, it's the way of the world sometimes.
Right, but we are back, and we are live, and we are currently spectating. Let's just get the Delta times back on, and we are currently with the Dark Fox. Next to cross the line will be Hubert. Will we see any improvements? No, that will be an invalidation. Followed by, it's JD. No, it will be Giatosi. Will he push that car up the order, Brett? Coming into the final corner right about now. Oh, runs very, very wide, and that will hurt his time. Right, followed by the Toy with a new flying lap now. Only 3.5 minutes remaining for the drivers to improve on their times. And we have Winzard starting a new hot lap. They will all be followed by Definite Duke coming down the main straight to start a hot lap. And here comes the Dark Fox. Will this be provisional pole? No, it won't. A 1 minute 18.4. Currently starting next to Humid, who's also on a new outlap. So that will now be followed by G. Atozi and Brett. 3 minutes remaining of this qualifying session.
Yes, it's flying by now. We're getting to the nitty-gritty stage. Drivers need to set some times, and they need to set them fast.
So, Brett, we have VB Thomas jumping into the garage. Then followed by, will it be Hubert? Yes, it will be Hubert. Let's see if he can improve. It doesn't seem as though this will be an improvement. Maybe jumping into the pits. No, he doesn't. So he will go for another opportunity to try and improve on his time. Now the next driver to cross will be the Toy, and currently 6/10 up on his time. He will have to work some magic if he wants to improve on his time. Yes, jumps into the pits. Right. We have Humid, who has currently invalidated his lap, so he will have another shot to try and push his car. Well, he is currently up the order, but with a chance to improve his time maybe. Winzard also with an invalidation, followed by Larsie still in the pit, so this will be Definite Duke with an invalidation, followed by, this will be Giatosi. We're starting a new hot lap now. They will be followed by none other than the Dark Fox. Invalidation jumps into the pits, and that will be his qualifying over, Brett. He will not have enough time to dive into the pits, slap on new tires, well, the same tires, and get back out on track. Need to push in that car, and I think that is his qualifying over. Can anyone top the Dark Fox? Time will tell.
Just over a minute remaining. Humid at the moment, the man to beat.
And Humid also, Brett, he is currently out on track. Currently he is doing 1/10 up on his time. So let's see if he can improve down these last few corners and improve on his time. Time will tell.
Drivers in the pits.
Right, so we are spectating Humid OC. Can he improve his time? Currently, he has maximum points for this qualifying session. Coming down the main straight right about now, DRS wide open, and this will not be an improvement. But Brett, with everyone out on track, I think he has it covered, and he will have maximum points and start P10 for this sprint. Coming down the main straight now will be Definite Duke. Into the pits he goes, followed by none other than the Winzard with an invalidation. He's qualifying over. Followed by Yugs. No, it will not be him. It will be MGST on an outlap. So he will have one more shot to improve his time and start up the order. Right. Following now by, is it Giatosi or JD? Giatosi with an invalidation. Will he have time for one more hot lap, Brett?
Well,
no, he won't. So that is qualifying over for everyone except MGST. He is currently improving. Oh, hits the barriers extremely hard. Now he's 2/10 up on his time. Will he have damage to that floor of his car? Seems to be struggling. And Brett, no, this will definitely not be an improvement on his time. So we will be waiting for MGST to dive back into the pits, and we can get under racing in the sprints. Humid is doing a new... Oh, he was still on a lap, but it's 1/10 up on his time. No improvement. And Brett, that is maximum points for Humid. Congratulations. And this is going to be interesting because remember, of course, it is reversed grids, and the drivers out in front will not be starting out in front. They will be starting down the order. And we all know, Brett, it's very difficult to overtake on this track. So I'm looking forward to see who can gain the most positions. It's going to come down to the race start, and I'm looking forward to see the chaos and the havoc of the first corner.
You are looking forward to the chaos. The drivers are definitely not looking forward to the chaos.
Well, Brett, we all know qualifying not always as interesting. Definitely the calmness before the storm, and that will be, Brett, our starting grid for this race. Run us through the order, my friend.
We have Humid from the Dark Fox, VB Thomas, Windsor, Delarcy, Detoy, Atozi, SJD, Hector, Ude, definitely Duke, Krytos, MGS, Jober, and Golf Racing. Qualifying is done, and this is no disrespect to the drivers, but I always do prefer race day to the qualifying session.
Couldn't agree with you more, my friend. Always a little bit of a slow day at the office during qualifying, but things are about to heat up as we are set to go underway, moments away from lights out. And we will be treated to 2 race starts, Brett, because of course it's the sprint followed by the race.
Good luck to everybody. I'm going to say it right now. Good luck to everybody in the sprint race. None of my luck means anything, but you've got it.
Any predictions from your side?
No, I've learned, sorry to be so blunt about it and straight to the point, but I've learned from experience. If I make predictions, it goes very, very badly for the drivers I've predicted on.
Right, Brett.
Sit here, commentate, and that's it.
All right, my friend. We are moments away from lights out. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please get ready because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are off in the streets of Monaco, and Hector gets a great start on Hughes. And let's see, Brett, will we have contact down into the first corner? We have drivers following each other extremely closely, and look at the clean getaway, respect for the race start, and we are off in Monaco. Right, Brett. So we have Hector, followed by Atozi, followed by VB Thomas, having a remarkable start, having a battle with Larcy. Humid also with a great start, followed by the Toy Windsor. Yellow flags down into Sector 1. That will be Golf Racing, maybe having a moment with someone. Right, Brett. We have drivers going off all over the place, and that will be damage for a lot of them. Giatosi leading this race, followed by VB Thomas, Humid, Larcy, the Toy Windsor, MGS, It's JD, and the Dark Fox running very low down the order. He's going to have to get a move on, Brett, because once guys like Larcy and Humid and Thomas get through, they will disappear into the sunset.
Wow.
So going to positions.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was Hector...
Oh, we have yellow flags, Brett. Hang on, 2 seconds break. We have yellow flags. Who will that be? A couple of drivers having moments. It's on the Dark Fox. The Dark Fox loses it. No, Brett. Bad race start from the Fox, having a remarkable race in Tier 2. We have damage all over the place. And VB Thomas got past Giatosi, and he will disappear into the sunset now. Can Humid get his way? Ah, look at Larcy. He's on the pace. He's on the hunt. He's on the move. Get out of the way, he says. Remarkable stuff here. And Brett, when you look at the position gained, look at Humid, look at VB Thomas, 7 position gains on the first lap. What a race start they had.
Wow. Unbelievable start.
So,
Wow.
Brett, we have Hector into the pits,
the
Dark
drivers
Fox
in
into
the
the pits,
pit.
JD into the pits, Kratos into the pits, Hubert into the pits, and we have damage on lap 1 with multiple drivers into the pits, and that will cost them dearly. So the Dark Fox down in P14, he will be stuck behind his JD, making their way out of the pits. It's all to play for here in the qualifying. Brett, you wanted to say?
I was going to mention, I do believe Hector got the jump at the very start, but I may have
Yellow
got that
flags,
completely
Brett,
wrong.
again, yellow flags.
Oh my god, sector 2 again.
Sector 2 again,
Oh,
and MGST with a 3-second time penalty.
We're only on lap 2.
And VB Thomas has been unleashed. Lassie has been unleashed. And look at Humid must have had a collision somewhere because he's dropped to P5. He must have had a moment. Does he have damage? Doesn't seem to have damage by the looks of it. No, it doesn't seem to have damage, Brett. So he's going to have to get a move on. DRS now activated. And Brett, sorry,
Monaco.
you wanted to say, sorry.
To be honest, let's just forget about what I said. Monaco is being very unforgiving. This race already, only 3 laps in, is a bit of a mad one.
Right, Brett, so we have Humid right on the hunt of the toy. Oh, as a moment, as a slide, but keeps it under control. Well done to you, my friend.
Slidey.
Looks like some of these drivers are driving on ice. And way down the order, Brett, we have the Dark Fox running in P12. Not where he would want to be. Right.
Oh, God.
Our race leaders is VB Thomas, followed by Lassie, 3 seconds down the road. Giatosi, followed by Detoy, Humid, Winzard, MGST with 3-second time penalty, Definite Duke, Hughes, and Golf Racing all complete your top 10. And MGST with another 3-second time penalty. Penalties only on lap 3.
But look at that battle there. We have MGS hunting down Windsor, hunting down Humid. Interesting battle there.
We have a 3-way fight, Brett, a 4-way fight. Oh, look at this, Winzard running wide, contact.
Oh!
And we
from the
have
car.
damage
Oh,
again. Winzard jumps into the pits. Right, Humid on the toy. Oh, late on the brakes, brave, and he gets the move done, slides the car, but a better exit from the toy, who pushes himself back into P4. What a fight, what a battle, it's all happening. Lap 4, sprint race Monaco. Get in.
Monaco on the video game is better than Monaco in real life. I'm going to say it here and now.
And we have yellow flags down into sector 2, Brett. Who will that be? We currently had the Dark Fox making the move on Kratos, and he pushes himself into P11. Right, down, up the order. VB Thomas with 5 seconds of space between him and Lassie, followed by Giatosi. Humid, who got past the toy. We missed that, unfortunately, and he has been unleashed, Brett. We all know this guy has the pace, and he will be looking to hunt down Giatosi now. But what a move, what a battle these guys had. Extremely brave, close to the barriers, great racing. So the toy followed by MGST, 6 seconds worth of penalties. That will drop him down the order. Definite Duke being hunted down by Hughes. And way down the order we have Winzard, Golf Racing, the Dark Fox. He will have a mountain to climb if he wants to get his way back. He's going to need a safety car to get back into this race. Currently in P11. Oh, JD.
Humid hunting down a Tozy as well.
Right, let's spectate, let's watch, let's see. Humid right onto the back of Giatosi now. You can see that he clearly has the pace. Will he have a sniff down the inside? He does! Great stuff, great maneuver, great racing, great awareness. Giatosi touches him, keeps it under control, and pushes himself into P3. What a race, what a move. The bravery, the precision. Great stuff by Humid OC. And with new fastest lap, we have the Dark Fox, and JD has left the session. Currently ghosting down in P13. Right, Brett. Now we have VB Thomas still with 5 seconds of clear air between him and Lassie. And 5 seconds down the road from him, 4 seconds down the road, will be Humid.
With a penalty as well.
Humid with a time penalty. Ah, great racing. And now we have gaps all over the place. The closest battle out on track will be the Dark Fox hunting down Golf Racing. I want to see if he can manage to get this move done. Oh, he runs wide, Golf Racing, and through goes the Dark Fox into P10, and he will have a gap of 16 seconds between him and Winzard. Will he be able to catch him with 11 laps remaining, 9 laps remaining?
Monaco is notoriously hard to pass, but the Dark Fox saying no, I will pass.
Kratos with a time penalty currently. Humid already 3 seconds down the road now from Larcy. Larcy now 6 seconds down the road from VB Thomas. VB Thomas sitting out pretty, out in P1. And he knows he can't afford to make mistakes as we have yellow flags down into Sector 3. Who will that be? Don't know who that was, Brett. But back to VB Thomas, back to Larcy, and Humid closing down the gap. Only 2.3 seconds down the road from Larcy. Larcy will have to get a move on because Humid looks hungry.
There are some big gaps already on the track, and the man that we've not really mentioned is VB Thomas, and he's sitting pretty out in front at the moment.
Well, Brett, as we saw on Wednesday evening, it only takes one corner to ruin your race, and he knows that although he has the gap, it's not job done, it's not job over, and he needs to concentrate. One corner, it's all it takes to ruin your race. We have yellow flags down into sector. That's the Dark Fox. The Dark Fox having another moment. Will we see damage on that front wing?
Oh, God.
Yes, we have front wing damage on the right-hand side of that car. Will he be looking to jump into the pits? He does have a 4-second gap to Golf Racing. I don't think he'll jump into the pits. He might have it covered off. And Humid is hunting down Larcy. Now we are almost into DRS range. 8 laps remaining of this sprint. VB Thomas sitting out very pretty out in front. And now Humid in DRS range of Larcy. And I cannot wait to see how this battle will unravel. Do we have damage on that front wing? Did I spot some damage? No, I did not. So Larcy is good. But seems to be struggling for pace because Humid is gaining around each corner, dropping that gap down to 5 tenths. Now almost to 4 tenths, yes, to 4 tenths, to 3 tenths, to back to 4, right. Going down the main straight in a couple of seconds. He's right on the rear, will have better exit. Round about the same, has a slight moment, and he's very close, Brett, but he will run out of straight line. And look who's up the road. It's the Dark Fox about to be lapped.
Wow.
It's the Dark Fox about to be lapped. You don't see that every day of the week, Brett. But we have seen the Dark Fox having a bad sprint and getting his way back during the race. So it's not over till it's over. Larcy on Humid. VB Thomas 7 seconds up the road, sitting real comfortable, real pretty. And I'm excited to see how this is going to end. Larcy needs to position that car into the correct position. Oh, here's a moment. Will this open up the door? Will this open up the door for Humid? Gaining. Will he sniff around the inside? Does seem to be going for it. We have battles going into these corners. Great stuff. And Humid gets through. What bravery from him. Look at that. And now Larcy will see Humid disappear into the sunset. Brett, the precision of Humid. The precision of attacking drivers into those corners was remarkable. We have yellow flags down into Sector 1. Not sure who that was. But now the hunt for VB Thomas starts. And Brett, great racing from Humid. Yellow flags down into Sector 3. That will be Winzard with a new time penalty. Drivers sliding all over the place, Brett. And the closest battles out on track will be it's JD from Hector from Kratos. Closest battle out on track currently. And the Dark Fox about to join in this battle. Right.
Lap 9 of 15.
So we do have gaps all over. The closest battle will be the battle for P10 as Hector manages to get past Kratos, and they will be followed by the Ghost of JD, and the Dark Fox will join this battle in a moment. Yellow flags down into the first sector. Not sure who that was. Humid with a 3-second time penalty. So if Lassie can stick close enough to him, he will regain P2. Yellow flags again.
These penalties, yellow flags galore, penalties galore, it's all happening.
VB Thomas with a 7 seconds up the road from Humid. So the penalties does look like, what's the penalties look like? We have Humid with 6 second worth of penalties. Don't see that every day from him. 3 seconds the toy, 6 MGST, Winzard with 3, Hector with 3, and Kratos also with 3. Currently into the pits he goes. We have 5 laps of racing remaining for the sprint before the final race, Brett.
We have the Dark Fox hunting down SJD.
Right.
He's got past JD.
The Dark Fox getting past the Ghost of JD, and up next will be Hector. Is Hector also ghosting? Not too sure, Brett. We will have to wait and see. So the Dark Fox does get past Hector, and he will now set off to see if he can be able to chase down MGST. Currently into the pits he goes.
Ooh.
All happening down in the sprint race, and we have multiple gaps all around, and Humid is managing to close down the gap on VB Thomas, only 6.3 seconds. We have yellow flags into sector 2. That will be Kratos, who had a slight moment. That allows Hubert to get through. It allows Golf Racing to get through, and as well the Ghost of It's JD. Right,
we have
back
Jonathan
to Thomas.
Chat, who was M Sniper. Welcome in, Jonathan.
Welcome in, Jonathan, and we do have the Dark Fox currently with a new fastest lap of this race, and the gap keeps dropping out in front. Humid only 5 seconds, 5.9 seconds down the road from VB Thomas, followed by Lassie, Giottosi. Brett, we're not spectating him a lot, but this is a really clean and very good race from Giottosi, currently sitting pretty in P4, followed by the toy in P5.
Very nice, very nice. We have Joe Burt, or Joe Bear, however you want to say it. I want to say Joe Burt, hunting down Golf Racing.
So we have Hubert hunting down Golf Racing. Did we have moments there? He did manage to get past him. And then the fight for the fight for P14 between Golf Racing and Kratos. We have 4 laps remaining of the sprint. Right, we do have, is it the Dark Fox being hunted down by? No, being hunted down by no one currently.
More importantly, Jonathan, how are you doing?
The gap is closing, Brett. We have VB Thomas with only 4 seconds down the road now, will be Humid, but penalties coming into account again, Brett. 6 seconds worth of them. The Dark Fox with a new fastest lap, a 1 minute 19.3. Very interesting to see how this will unravel. And Giottosi having a really good race, having a very clean race, sitting really pretty out in P4. Very good race from him, Brett.
Up to lap 12, yes. I tell you what, a lot. I mean, yeah. When you're not really spoke about, I think you're doing something right. So,
I mean, having a little bit of a lonely race, Brett, but that's not always the worst things. I mean, you don't get pressure from behind, and you're not pressurized to catch the person and trying to overtake the person in front. So sitting very pretty out in P4, Giottosi. Great racing from him.
Approaching lap 13, we are nearly done and dusted in this sprint race. If you are just joining us, then where have you been? And please stick with us.
So the battle for P14, Brett. No points up for grabs, but it is bragging rights. No one wants to finish this race in last position. And as we speak, Humid with another 3-second time penalty.
No.
Oh, he has a moment. Golf Racing has a moment, and Kratos does get through. And Golf Racing will have to fight if he does not want to finish last in the sprint race. So only the gap is now 3 seconds. Humid really is flying, but Brett, 9 seconds worth of penalties. Winzard with another 3-second time penalty. Really unfamiliar territory to see Humid with 9 seconds worth of penalties. Right, Brett. We are now spectating the battle of Larcy. He will not be under pressure from anyone, just a person that he managed to lap right about now. And running down in P10, Brett, unfamiliar territory for the Dark Fox, sitting in P10. But
they will be... Go on, Evan, sorry, carry on.
No, sorry, Brett, go ahead.
No, all I was going to say was, like, some of these drivers will be looking for redemption in the main race, but this is Monaco, so when you try to sort of look for redemption on these streets, you might not find it.
So no battles currently happening out on track. We have VB Thomas sitting out pretty with 2.6 seconds of a lead from Humid, and even if Humid gets close to him, VB Thomas can just allow him to pass because Humid is sitting with 9 seconds worth of penalties. So if he can keep it together, VB Thomas will win this sprint race and take home maximum points. Larcy also sitting out very, very comfortable in P3, not being hunted down. Doesn't have enough time to make an overtake, so he can just be in cruise control and take this car home for a P3 finish in the sprint race. Giottosi still with a very good race, but he's slowly but surely being hunted down by the toy.
Jonathan, you have missed nothing. This is only the sprint race. The main race is after this one.
The main race is yet to happen, Brett. And I'm really looking forward for take 2 of a race start down in the streets of Monaco. The best action we have seen so far.
It'll be very interesting, and I'm going to say it, I'd rather be a commentator than be a driver going down into that first corner.
We have yellow flags down into Sector 2, Brett. That will be Golf Racing having a little bit of a moment. And VB Thomas will now go into Sector 3, about to start the very last lap of this sprint. And Brett, what a race he's had. Managed to gain 7 positions in the first lap of the race. Extremely good driving from him. Blue flags waving, respecting the blue flags, and we have VB Thomas coming down the main straight, starting the very final lap of this sprint race. Keep it together, because it only takes one corner to ruin your race. Humid into the last lap he goes. Yellow flags down into Sector 2. Not sure who that was. Right. Larcy finishing his final lap now on his way. Giottosi coming down the main straight to finish his final lap. The toy making his way down the main straight to finish his final lap. And Brett, the top 5 is in cruise control, and what a race from the top 5. Really, really impressed by Giottosi having a remarkable race. A very lonely race, but great stuff from him. And what overtakes we have seen from Humid. The bravery, the precision, and what overtakes that he has blessed us with during this sprint race. Closest battle out on track will be Hector and the ghost of its JD. VB Thomas with a 3-second time penalty. That won't matter because Humid also has 9 seconds worth of penalties. So VB Thomas, that will not bother him too much as he makes his way around the final few corners of this sprint race. Brett gets onto the throttle, turns into the last corner, throttle down, and that is VB Thomas with a very good sprint race. Crosses the line now, followed by Humid, who's weaving the car. Happy with his performance and the positions he managed to gain. Larcy coming down the main straight right about now, and Brett, he will finish the podium runners for this sprint. Giottosi coming down the final few corners, and I want to send a big congratulations to him for a very good sprint race indeed.
Interesting sprint race. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Let's hope, Brett, for a little bit more battles. The closest finish on track will be the Toy 2 Windsard. They will be followed by Definite Duke, who will be finishing in P7. Yugs finishing P8. MGST having a little bit of a battle there with the Dark Fox. Can the Dark Fox maybe, Brett, get one more position? Let's see. Let's take you through this battle. We have seen him do this last night, if you can remember, Brett. Not last night, Wednesday night. Will he have a sniff down the inside? No, he won't. So that will
Not
be
close.
MGST in P9, followed by the Dark Fox. It's JD Hector, Hubert Kratos, and Golf Racing finishes in P15. Not as interesting, Brett, but let's see if the main race has anything to bless us with.
It wasn't a bad sprint race. I mean, I've seen worse. It was alright. It wasn't too bad, to be honest. It was alright.
But Brett, of course, we will not award maximum points for the sprint. And next up will be, of course, the main race. And Brett, if you do not mind, my friend, in a moment's time, will you please run us through the order?
Yes, Eben, not a problem, lad. I will get us through these sprint race positions.
As soon as it shows, and there we go, Brett. Please run us through the order.
VB Thomas is your winner for the sprint. Followed by Humid, Larcy, that's your podiums. Then a Tozy, the Toy, Windsor, definitely Duke, Nude, the Dark Fox, MGS, FCD, Hector, Jober, Krytos, and last position is Golf Racing. We are now set for the main race in Monaco. Once again, good luck to all the drivers.
Brett, I'm really looking forward to the race start. Always the most interesting aspect of the race is the race start. And well, hats off to VB Thomas, who managed to win the sprint race. And Brett, to gain 7 positions on the race start around the street circuit of Monaco is not a very easy task to accomplish. So hats off to him and Humid. A great racing from them.
Very, very, very nice racing, to be quite fair.
So now, we are moments away from lights out to see who will take P1 in the main race.
We just gotta wait for this countdown to be done, and then we will be ready.
Any predictions, Brett?
My prediction is I'm not making a prediction. That's
Your prediction is you're not making a prediction.
That's the best thing to do. But then I just did make a prediction.
Right, Brett. Moments away.
Oh, here we go then. Jonathan, if you are still with us in the chat, I hope you enjoy this race as much as me and Eben will enjoy it. We are looking forward to it.
Looking very much forward to it indeed, and we are waiting for the drivers to select the strategies, put enough fuel into that car, and Brett, it's the countdown that has finally begun for lights out in a couple of moments' time, and I'm looking forward to the first corner. Let's see if we can have all drivers getting a clean getaway, respecting the space of each other, and let's see who has the pace to put his car into P1 and take maximum points. So right, as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get ready, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are off in the streets of Monaco. And we have the Dark Fox starting in P2. Don't know how that happened. Brett, look at Humid getting the jump on VB Thomas. And we are off. Humid followed by VB Thomas, followed by the Dark Fox, Winzard, Larcy, the Toy, Giatosi. And we have yellow flags, Brett, yellow flags. Again, we will have MGST, DNF'd. He had a moment with Golf Racing.
Oh, wow.
Do we have damage? No, doesn't seem to have damage. Back to the leaders. I'm looking forward to this, Brett, because look at this. We have Humid, followed by VB, followed by the Dark Fox, followed by Winzard and Larcy. And this now might get interesting. This now might get very, very interesting indeed.
This could be interesting.
We have definite Duke and Hector going wheel to wheel. Hector getting the position. Duke's going through as well. Do we have ghosted cars? Maybe it's JD. Don't know if he is currently in the session. That ghosted car must be a little bit annoying. No, we have 2 ghosted cars. And who's going through? Is it definite Duke? Oh, we have Hector having a moment. He's off. We have Hector having a moment. He's off. He has damage. He will jump into the pits.
It's a mess.
We have Humid with the new fastest lap, Brett, and he does have track position P1. So now all he has to do is make sure he doesn't repeat all the penalties already 2 seconds up the road from BB Thomas, and he's being hunted down by the Dark Fox. We are currently spectating Hughes. He's in a battle with the ghost of Definite Duke. Can he get past? We have Giottosi hunting down the toy.
Look at that battle. Wow, what a battle that is. Jobert, Krytos, SJD, you.
We have the battle of the ghosted cars, Brett. And we have who ran wide? Kratos runs wide. Into the barriers he goes. That will be damage. Hector into the pits. And he will have a mountain to climb to get back into this race. Almost about to be lapped by the other cars who's making their way into the third sector right about now after this corner. And the closest battle out on track is Winzard and Larcy, followed by the Toy and Giottosi, followed by Definite Duke and the ghost of Jay. Is he ghosted? It seems to be ghosted, Brett. Yes, I think he's ghosted. Right, back up the order.
I was just about to say Larcy hunting down the Dark Fox. Larcy's actually got the jump on the Dark Fox.
Larcy got the jump on the Dark Fox, so he must have had a moment somewhere because he was running in P3. The Dark Fox not having a very, very good race, Brett. Struggling out there, now being hunted down by the Toy, and Giottosi still in the fight. And out in front with 3 seconds is Humid. And he's flying out in front. Larcy hunting down Winzard. Giottosi hunting down the Toy, who's hunting down the Dark Fox. We are up into lap 3, Brett. Larcy, very close to Winzard, and we will have DRS. But remember, Brett, DRS not as effective down in Monaco.
No, it's not, but it can still do something. We have the Toy trying to hunt down the Dark Fox. And trying to hunt down the Toy.
We have Hughes. Is this 2 ghosted cars, Brett? It seems as though it is. JD also ghosted. Barrel also ghosted. A lot of ghosted drivers, Brett.
It's not what you want to see, but sometimes it can't be helped.
Brett, I'm really interested to see if the Toy will be able to keep Giottosi behind him. He had a very good sprint race. Can he get this car back up the order? And we have Larcy. Making the move. No, Winzard jumped into the pits. Does he have damage?
Oh.
No, he does not have damage, Brett. He switches to a new set of tires. Was this pit stop a little bit too early? Will this come back to haunt Winzard?
Golf racing with the penalty.
Golf racing with a penalty. And Winzard now, Kratos will get the jump on him. He rejoins this race in P12.
And we
Did he have damage?
In chat, I am watching my ghost race.
Hughes definitely ghosted, as we thought. And Brett, yes, we've got Winzard giving up track position. He did not put up a new front wing. So was this early pit stop a mistake?
It could have been, but we're going to find out.
Right. Humid already 4.8 seconds up the road, followed by VB Thomas. Larcy must have had a moment, Brett. He now is being hunted down by the Dark Fox. Dark Fox up the road from the Toy, 3.5 seconds, and Giottosi following. But he is starting to drop back from the Toy. Maybe the Toy is starting to switch on their tires.
And Evan, we have Jude asking you, Mr. Moller, can you try and get me back in?
I will definitely try to do that, Hughes. Give me 2 seconds, my friend. Give me 2 seconds. Invite sent. And we are back live, Brett. So we have the Dark Fox now making the move on Larcy. Will Larcy be able to position this car so that the Dark Fox cannot get through? We have Giottosi falling back from the Toy. The Dark Fox gaining on Larcy. You can see that he does have the pace on a new set of soft tires. And I think this is going to keep him to the end of this race. So, going to the tire compounds.
Definitely.
No, the Dark Fox has not pitted yet. He opted to start on the softs.
Jude does say thank you to you.
No problem, my friend. We have Winzard trying to make the move on the ghosted car of It's JD. This will be an easier battle for him because he can ghost through them, and he puts his car back into P9. Up the road from him will be Hughes, who he was ghosted, who is back and who is racing once more. Right, now we have the Dark Fox. Brett, remember the move he was able to make on the last corner of the last lap of Wednesday evening. Let's see if he can repeat that. Great cornering from him. DRS wide open. Lassie trying to defend with all his might. He will run out of straight. Who will be bravest on the brakes? No, too far back to make an impression. But he is extremely close to Lassie. The other closest battle, Giottosi managing to keep up the pace. We have yellow flags down into sector 2. Someone having a moment. Yeah. Back to Giottosi, Brett, who is back in DRS range of the toy.
Lap 6 of 21 and interesting battles on track, but gaps also forming.
So Humid sitting out very pretty. 8 seconds down the road from him will be VB Thomas, and Lassie being hunted down by the Dark Fox. And Giottosi really starting to up the pace, getting himself back into a very good position. But the problem is overtaking, Brett. It's not easy around the street circuit of Monaco. It's not easy at all.
It's really not.
Yellow flags down into the first sector. Who will that be? No idea who that is. Might have been Golf Racing, Brett. Maybe just lifting to allow Humor to get through. And back to the toy and the Dark Fox. Right. Ready for round 2. Will he have the straight line speed? Very good exit from Lassie. I think he will have it covered off once again, Brett. DRS not as effective as you want it to be. Right. The toy from Giottosi. DRS not effective at all. Oh, forces him to go the long way around. He runs out of room. Will he go for the switcheroo, Brett? This is it. This is it. Who will be latest on the brakes? Giottosi. Oh, no, sorry. Lassie gets good exit speed. I really thought he was going to make that move stick. We have yellow flags down into. That will be Golf Racing once again, allowing VB Thomas to get through. And Giottosi sticking with the toy, sticking to him. Right, the Dark Fox on Lassie, the Giottosi on the toy. Great 2 battles going on, the 2 closest battles out on track. Right.
We are a third of the way through this race.
Giottosi is gaining, but every time you get close enough, you run out of straight. Oh, this is it. This is it, Giottosi. He will have the inside. Oh, he backs out. He backs out. Good driving, good racing from these 2.
Sensible driving. The Dark Fox all over the back.
Oh, will this hurt Lassie? Will this hurt him? They seem to be having the same amount of exit speed. And he will have to wait. He will have to wait some more. Giottosi dropping back from the toy. Might have had a moment somewhere. The Dark Fox right on the rear of Lassie, being forced the long way around again. Will he try the inside move? Yes, Brett, he does. He does. We have a sprint down into the fixed corner. Late on the brakes. Yes, we have wheel-to-wheel action. Now it will be Lassie with the inside line, but around the outside goes the Dark Fox. A very difficult move to execute, and he puts his car into P3. Get in, drivers. This battle will be over because Dark Fox will be disappearing into the sunset. Hunting down VB Thomas. Yellow flags, yellow flags. Who will that be, Brett? Yellow flags. It will be Golf Racing again, having a nightmare of a race.
Having a bad time.
And as we said last night, Brett, not last night, Wednesday evening, Monaco, thou art one heartless bitch once again.
It is madness. Lap 9, wow.
And now, Brett, the battle out on track will be Giottosi back into DRS range of the toy, but look who's joined the battle. It's the Wizard, making an early pit stop, joining this battle. Now we have a 3-way fight. And Lassie's into the... No, where's Lassie? He went into the pit, Brett. We missed that. Lassie rejoins this race in Oh my word, Brett. Look, no, sorry, Larcy into the pits now. Sorry, Brett, my mistake.
That's alright.
So we have the toy, followed by Giottosi, followed by Winzard. Humid with a 3-second time penalty. And Winzard all over the place. Oh, we have contact. We have the toy losing it slightly.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
But he manages to regain himself. And now Winzard does get the jump on Giottosi. And he puts his car into P5. Let's see if he can manage to gain on the toy. The Dark Fox with a 3-second time penalty. Right. Coming down the tunnel straight now. Who will be latest on the brakes? Oh, we have Winzard. Is that track limits? Exceeding track limits. Better exit. But look at the positioning from the toy. Great positioning, making it extremely difficult for Winzard to overtake. Right, Brett, can he stay on the rear of the toy and make use of DRS? And he gets a 3-second time penalty. Right. The toy now jumps into the pits. It unleashes Winzard. Giottosi, that is a great move from him. He knows his battle is with the toy. He jumps into the pits. And let's see Brett. So now we have Definite Duke making his way down the main straight, while Giottosi, while the toy is still in the pits, making his way out now. Hughes will also get the jump on them. The toy will rejoin this race in P8. But where is... No, Brett, sorry, my mistake. Giottosi did not pit. My mistake once again. So only the toy pitting. And he rejoins this race in P8. But the good thing for him is he has free and clear air in front of him. But look who's behind him. It's Larcy. So we will be blessed with another battle out on track.
We will be. And this battle will be happening soon. Out in front, Humid, for a 9-second advantage at the moment.
So we have Kratos making his way out of the pits now. Hector, will he get the jump on him? Yes, he will. No, he won't. No, he won't.
The top two are pitting.
The top two into the pits. So where is the Dark Fox? The Dark Fox making his way down the main straight now. So he will extend his run. Right, coming out of the pits now will be Humid, followed by VB Thomas. So Brett, did Humid have a moment? Because VB Thomas is right behind him. VB Thomas is right behind him, and making his way into the first corner now is Winzard. Only 4 seconds down the road from VB Thomas, and the Dark Fox currently has a 5-second gap in front of Humid. He still needs to pit.
He needs to pit. Whew.
Brett, it does seem with the first stint that we spectated, just hang on, Brett, we have Larcy and we have Giottosi, who did manage to make a pit stop. So now this will be a three-way battle for P5. Larcy all over the back of the toy. And as I wanted to say, Brett, as spectated earlier, we did see that Humid did have the pace advantage over VB Thomas, but Winzard now joining into the battle. But will these super softs go all the way? Will he be forced to make another pit stop? Because he made an extremely early pit stop. Right. Giottosi, Larcy and the toy battling it out for P5. And while this is going on, Brett, please do keep an eye out on Humid, who is busy gaining on the Dark Fox on a new set of soft tires.
Yes.
Oh, Larcy, does he make the move? Goes around the inside, around the corners he goes, puts his car into P5. Great move from Larcy, gets the jump on the toy. Will this open up the door for Giottosi? Right on the rear of the toy. Good move, good battle from Larcy.
Interesting battle.
Right, so he's 25 seconds down the road from Winzard. But the question, Brett, will those super soft tires last for the duration of this race? Larcy having a little bit of... Giottosi. So, the toy will have the inside line. Who will be latest on the brakes? We have contact of the wheels, wheel-to-wheel battle, and... the toy having the inside line, but here comes Giottosi. Again, we have wheel-to-wheel battles going into the corner. Who will make it? We have contact.
Oh my God, it's all happening.
All happening, but great racing from them. And Brett, do we have damage on Giottosi's car? No, we don't.
That battle is far from done. We will be...
It's far from done. And seeing wheel-to-wheel battles... around
Humid hunting
this
down the
narrow
Dark
track.
Fox.
Thank you very much, Brett. Humid on the Dark Fox. Better traction, DRS wide open. This will be effective. Switches to the inside, down the main straight. He will be on a set of newer tires, latest on the brakes, gets the move done. Dark Fox locks up, and Humid regains P1 of this race. Not the most difficult moves for Humid due to being on 10 laps newer tires.
Tozy still behind the toy, but hunting him down.
Oh, who's spinning around? Look at VB Thomas overtaking the... no, it's only lapped cars, Brett, my mistake.
Yeah, excitement's getting to us.
Right, G Atozi followed by the toy, followed by Lassie, because the Lassie is not managing to pull away from the toy that much. Yellow flags down into Sector 3. That will be again Golf Racing. Having a very, very difficult race indeed, and he's about to be lapped again by Humid.
Wow. When it's not your day, it's not your day. And VB Thomas, the only driver currently in the top 5 without a penalty.
Well, Brett, he's sitting out pretty because Humid does have a 3-second time penalty. If he can manage to keep within the same pace. Oh, we have yellow flags again. No, that's only Golf Racing respecting the driving space of all the runners coming past him.
Tozy still hunting down the toy.
I was just about to go there, Brett, and it does seem as though Atozi has better exit than the toy. Right. You will force him. Will he have a sniff on the inside? Late on the brakes. There he goes. We have contact. The toy goes off track. 3-second time penalty for being pushed wide. And I think that penalty will be erased, Brett. It only seems fair because Giottosi did push him a little bit wide.
And we have VB Thomas hunting down the Dark Fox.
VB Thomas now right on the rear of the Dark Fox. Now, he needs to get past the Dark Fox extremely carefully because Humid is busy extending the gap. VB Thomas does not have a time penalty. This battle is far from over between the toy and G Atozi. Lassie now slowly but surely starting to disappear into the sunset. He has 3 seconds advantage over the toy. G Atozi gets past the toy. What happened? The toy of a moment. The toy having a moment, Brett.
Oh, wow.
Giottosi goes through. Right. Now again, spectating VB Thomas and the Dark Fox. When will the Dark Fox look to make his pit stop? Because currently he will have a free pit stop over Windsard.
Yes, and now VB Thomas, the only driver in the top 7 without a penalty.
Windsard making a new pit stop, Brett, so we, as expected, those super softs did not last till the end of the race. And now Giottosi,
yeah,
Brett.
they're flagged. Set the 2 and 3, they quickly disappear. Probably a back marker being passed.
And now, Brett, it seems as though this battle is over for the moment because Giottosi is now 2 seconds clear of the toy.
And Evan, I can't believe it's only been 15 laps. That's flown by.
15 laps indeed, and we still have VB Thomas behind the Dark Fox losing time because 4-5 seconds up the road is Humid from the Dark Fox. VB Thomas is losing time. This is playing into the hands of Humid.
Oh.
And I think the Dark Fox will be looking to make his pit stop right about now at the end of this lap, Brett. Only time will tell. Closest battle out on track will be VB Thomas on the Dark Fox.
Oh.
Brett, what a race from Giottosi. What a great race from him indeed.
Very
remarkable stuff from him.
tonight.
Definitely a contender for our driver of the day, Brett.
Yes, that is correct.
So, the Dark Fox, as expected, dives into the pits. Right. Now, the question is, where is Windsard? Windsard is making his way into the 3rd sector right about now. The Dark Fox pitting, slapping on a brand new set of super soft tires. He will be looking for fastest lap of this race. So, he's making his way out of the pit, and Windsard will not get the jump on him as he's only about to make his way down the main straight now. And Dark Fox out of the pits, rejoins in P3. And how many seconds up the road, Brett? Time will tell in a moment. Does he have enough time to catch VB Thomas? I don't think so. But as we've seen before, one corner to mess up your race. And the Dark Fox sitting pretty
Really can.
for P3 at the moment.
Not exactly a lot of runoff areas in Monaco. If you go off, that's it. Boom, barrier.
Definitely not, Brett. And at the moment, just want to see what the penalties are like. Humid, the Fox, Wizard, Larcy, Giottosi, the Toy, Hector, and Golf Racing all sharing a 3-second time penalty for the moment.
Wow.
Who gained the most positions throughout this race? It will be the ghosted car of Definite Duke. Right. We are back under racing, Brett, and how many laps do we have remaining? We will have 4 laps of racing remaining on the streets of Monaco. And Brett, we do not have any battles out on track at the moment, but we were treated with some great battles.
We can just sort of cycle through all the drivers and see how they're progressing around the track.
Right, so we have Humid. He is currently 9 seconds. We have yellow flags down into sector 2. That will be Golf Racing, but that's only for respecting drivers that's lapping him at the moment. Definitely having a race that he would like to forget, Brett. So, Dark Fox now with a, Humid now with a 10-second advantage over VB Thomas, who has an 18-second advantage over the Dark Fox, who only has a 4-second advantage over Wizard. Larcy, 13 seconds down the road from Wizard. Giottosi having a great race, Brett. Real great racing from him. We have the Toy. We'll be looking into the penalty that he was able to get, Brett. Was forced wide by Giottosi, and
yes,
might be able to get that penalty removed. Right, so followed by him will be the ghosted car of Definite Duke. The ghosted car of JD. Is Hughes ghosted again? Yes. Followed by the ghosted. No, Hector is not ghosted. He's currently running out of the points. Kratos out of the points. We have Hubert also being ghosted at the moment. And lastly, we have Golf Racing, who just made another pit stop, currently running in P14. The only driver we have lost is MGST.
And that was on lap 1, unfortunately.
And JD in the chat saying, let's go Giottosi, and definitely he has been having a great day, Brett. A great race indeed from him.
A quick shout out to JD in the chat. We did add each other today on the PlayStation, so JD, I appreciate you being here, lad. Welcome in.
Right, Brett, so no battles out on track, and Humid with another time penalty.
Well,
and we have yellow flags.
Far from done.
Again, this will only be Golf Racing, just respecting the space of other drivers. 6 seconds worth of penalties for Humid now, but still Brett sitting real pretty out in front with 11 seconds of an advantage.
Need to be a little bit careful, because, you know, another penalty and it starts getting a bit sort of, you know.
More yellow flags. And again, Golf Racing parking his car in the same place, just allowing drivers to overtake. Very respectful from Golf Racing. Big respect for him.
JD saying his signal failed him. I'm sorry to hear that. That is very, very unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate. Was looking forward to see what JD could bring to the table tonight. And Brett, a little bit sad because we have a lot of gaps out on track and no battles to spectate. Yellow flags down into sector 3. Will be Golf Racing once again, and he's just having a nice little Sunday drive, just practicing around the street circuits of Monaco tonight.
Yeah, he's taking it easy, being respectful.
Taking it easy.
Some people, some drivers would sort of try to mess around and get in the way, but he's being respectful.
A big respect for finishing the race, just getting some practice under his belt. Big ups for Golf Racing. Right, Brett, so what is the closest? We have yellow flags down into, it's just Golf Racing again. Right, so Brett.
The closest battle is a Tozy hunting down Larcy.
Giottosi hunting down Larcy, 3.4 seconds down the road. Brett, I'm wishing for some battles out on track. We have been treated to so many good battles throughout the sprint, throughout the main race, but now we have gaps all over the field.
Massive gaps.
We have yellow flags into sector 2, Brett. Who will that be? Was it Hector? Let's see. Does he have damage on that car of him? No, he does not. And Brett, a little bit of a calm. Oh, we have Golf Racing with it. Oh, Brett. Golf Racing with an
Wow.
incident. Broken
Oh.
front wing, and he will be looking to pit for a brand new front wing just to
Well, as
finish
you
his
said-
race.
Yeah, as you said, he was having a nice Sunday drive. Anything but a nice chilled out day. Boom, barrier.
Boom, barrier, and Brett, still the closest battle out on track will be G Atozi. Yellow flags again. Just Golf Racing parking his car in the same area, respecting the space of other drivers.
And we are nearly done. We are approaching the end of this race.
Approaching the end, Brett, to this race. Not finishing with a lot of excitement like Wednesday evening. We have Humid around to make his final way into the final corner to start his final lap. He has a lot of breathing space. 14 seconds down the road will be VB Thomas.
Wow.
And Brett, once again, I mean, I can't seem to forget about the great day that G Atozi has had. G Atozi had a really good race, Brett. A great sprint. A very, very good race, and definitely he's a contender for driver of the day.
They really are.
I mean, definitely not a slow driver, does not have the pace that guys like Humid, VB Thomas and the Dark Fox has out in front, but Brett still having a very, very good consistent sprint race, having a very, very good consistent main race. Had a couple of battles with Detoy. He's definitely a contender for driver. What's your thoughts? Brett?
Well,
Oh.
yeah, I think Atozi, yeah, I mean, it's hard to look past Atozi. I would give an honourable mention to VB Thomas. Only driver at Penry in the top 7. Great qualifying, sprint race, done very well. But Atozi, looking good. And it's not always about being, you know, on the podium to become driver of the day.
So making his way down the main straight to finish this race in P1, Humid with a great race. Congratulations to him, P1. What a race he's had. 17 seconds down the road, none other than VB Thomas. Coming down the straight now, finishes in P2. And the man Brett, who had a very dark sprint, had a very good race. P3 for the Dark Fox, redemption day for him. Onto the podium he goes, and he will be followed by Winzard, making his way down the main straight. Oh, now after having a little bit of a slide, just giving us some action to commentate on. P4, great race from the Winzard. Having a 2-stop race, Brett, quite impressive. Winzard having a 2-stop race and managing, Brett, to put his car into P4. We need to keep that into consideration. What a race he's had as well. Larcy making his way down the main straight right about now. Finishes in P5. And a guy that I'm very much impressed with, get in Giatosi P6. Followed by the toy down the main straight. He goes to finish his race. And Brett, that is the final curtain being drawn from this race. And we are done with Monaco as soon as Kratos finishes. That is your race, Brett.
Wow. I don't really know what to say about that race. I mean, once again, credit to the drivers, as Monaco is a very unforgiving circuit. Wasn't action-packed, wasn't incident-packed, but still a very interesting race, and lots of drivers will be very happy with their individual drives tonight.
Couldn't agree with you more, Brett. So now we will be running you down the order as soon as the order shows. On the podium, top step, Humid, followed by VB Thomas, and of course the Dark Fox having a very, very good race indeed. But here are your final classifications. And Brett, if you would do me the honor, run us through the grid.
Eben, Chap, your podium positions tonight. Humid, P1, VB Thomas, P2. Dark Fox 3, and then we have Windward, Larcy, Atozi, The Toy, definitely Jude, SJD, Jobert, Hector, Krytos, Golf Racing. 14 drivers finished the race, and MGS did not finish.
Unfortunately for MGST, not being able to finish this race, Brett. And Brett, let the debate start. So, please, Brett, let me have your thoughts.
It's difficult. I mean, I'm a Tozy. I'm gonna have to say a Tozy. Just very competent throughout the whole night.
Very competent throughout the whole night, Brett. Like I said, it doesn't always mean that you need to get a podium to be considered for driver of the day. But my thought, Brett, is just, he had a very, very good sprint race. He had a very, very good main race. For me, it's all about the consistency that he had. And I really think that we can award driver of the day to Giottosi. Unless you have any other thoughts, my friend.
The only other person I maybe would put in there was VB Thomas. He had a very competent evening. Qualifying, sprint, main race. He kept his nose clean. He done what he had to do. So we can maybe debate it more off chat, but I would say between VB Thomas and a Tozy, but probably going more to a Tozy.
Probably going more to a Tozy, Brett. Really tempted to say VB Thomas because he also had a very good, consistent race, but yeah, Brett, leaning more towards the very good driving abilities from from a Tozy. So I think we should award it to Giottosi for this evening. Great, great stuff from him indeed.
Very nice. And there we are, a Tozy. I think we are. We have agreed. We've got there in the end.
And Brett, that is Monaco done and dusted, and I think a lot of drivers would be happy that Monaco is now behind us. We will definitely be back with Tier 1. Well, I will not be back, you will not be back, but we will be blessed with none other than Humid, who will be in the comms box for Tier 1. Looking forward to that, Brett. And you and I, we will be back on Wednesday evening in Australia, ready for Formula 1 Tier 2.
Very nice. Well, until then, Eben, take it easy. Chat, drivers, look after yourselves, take care, and until then, have a